you ready to be entertained? Then let's go.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face and my picture perfect. Do I look fine?
Nah, I'ma do my own thing.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size whenever the...
Welcome back, y'all. We're getting into Outlander, honey. This was a very popular show here, or the first reaction was very popular. Although, let me do a quick disclaimer. Oh, well, there's no point in me doing a quick disclaimer because clearly by the time I'm about to say what I say, you already are actually watching this. But moving forward, for the Patreon members, I upload all my reactions onto Google Drive. Google Drive, I know I wrote this, but sometimes people. So I upload it on group, but people don't even watch my intro sometimes, so. There we go. But I upload it on Google Drive, so sometimes the Google Drive takes a long time to process, especially the longer the show or movie, whatever it is that I'm watching. And then I add effects, and then I do a little dazzle razzle. So Google is kind of slow. Think of Google as like, I'm about to say a Floridian. That is so effed up. I love people that are from Florida. I'm just talking crap. I'm in a mood. And I ate. I have no idea why I'm so moody. Actually, I do know why I'm moody. But anyways, yeah, Google Drive is kind of irritating. It's kind of slow, so just bear with it while it does it. Now, the first reaction when I dropped it, I saw everybody was super excited to be getting into it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The first episode, I'm still trying to find my footing with the show. Not that it's a bad show. I have to get it together, in other terms, because a lot of my shows is either supernatural or True Blood, or there's some type of supernatural being in there, zombies, or it'll go to like comedy, right? And this show is the only show of its genre that I'm watching currently, which deals with like, it seems like romance and drama. So I don't have anything on my platform that I'm watching currently like this. So once I get into it more and like understand where I am and what's happening, I feel like I'm gonna possibly fall in love with it. Regardless, with you guys and giving me that energy of like, this is what's going on, this is what's happening. And you guys commenting definitely will help me fall in love with it a lot more, because I'll be able to understand it a lot better. You guys know how I am, honey. I shrunk the kids. It takes me a hot toddy ass minute to understand almost everything. I'm always like, what's going on? People be like, put closed caption on. I put it on, then I start just reading the closed captioning, forgetting that I'm watching a TV show. So I'm like, ooh, look at these words. ADD is real, and I got it. But yeah, I'm excited to be getting into this. I'm excited to learn more about what's going on. I know that this lady was in the past, but then she went more into the past. So now she's like running away from a man who looks like her husband, who seems like he's a jerk in this world. And the man who looks like her husband in the world that she went back into is related to her actual husband, which is crazy. So girl, if you ever get back to the past future, leave your man, because he might have the personality like the past. And then there's this sexy ass man who's Scottish or something. He is fine. At this point, if I met him and if we vibing, I'd be like, whatever God sent me back here in the past where we were riding horses, keep me here. I'm good. This man can get it. And then I rebuilt. I rebuilt. I have no loyalty. I rebuilt. This man is gorgeous. We'll definitely rebuild. But I'm excited to continue on to see what's going on. So let's do that, all right? Without further ado, let's jump into Outlander and find out exactly what the show has got to give. Hey girl, close your legs to marry man.
Close your legs to married men.
Excuse
you heard
me?
it? Close your legs to married men.
Wow, Nene.
Knew I'd never find my way back.
She's
Not
so
unless
pretty.
I convince these people to help me in some way.
Fuck you, great fat farts. What have you done to my piggy now? They're not putting the fighting on.
Can you expect any beast to carry around something that weighs as much as you?
Hi, is that the king?
Sheep.
Hi, ma'am.
You'll all be
Is that us,
needing
Mom?
breakfast, I reckon. plenty in the kitchen. Look and smell like a rat that's been dragged through sheep dung. And what do we have here?
Claire Beecham, Mistress Fitzgibbons. Dougal said we must bring her along with us. So,
Claire.
Oh.
We should find you something to eat, something to wear that's a bit more.
Well, what about him? He was shot yesterday.
I'll be fine.
No, you won't. Must tend to it before it gets infected. Flamed. You know, with fever and swelling.
But do you mean to say you know what to do for that?
Question. Is she nervous that they'll think like she's a witch or anything? Because maybe she's not really downloaded the pack of like where she is. Like she knows she's not in the 20th century, but is she like kind of nervous like they could be like wherever the holy time, whatever time of thing that she's in, they could be like, are you a witch? Burn her at the stake. You know what I mean? Like, is that kind of like, is she not thinking like that? This lady, by the way, is gorge. Just so we all are very clear. So, yeah, I'm just a little nervous for her, but clearly she's like a main character, so I know she's gonna be okay. But I'm just thinking like, would they think like that? Or am I completely wrong?
You hurt the lady. You need tending. Let's get you to the rain.
Let's get you out the rain. Ooh. That's creepy.
So brought comfrey and cherry bark for the pain.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Fitzgibbons.
Everybody calls me Mrs. Fitz. You may also.
Ooh, he is fine, honey. That reminds me, I need to go to the gym. What is this?
Redcoats flogged me twice in the space of a week.
Flog me twice.
They've done it twice the same day, I expect.
What's a flogging?
I shouldn't think anyone would do such a thing for joy.
Ferrando was not precisely joyous. He was at least very pleased with himself.
She's like, I just want to see you naked.
Why were you flogged?
I guess that's whipped.
Escaping Fort William. And the second was theft. They were holding me prisoner.
I gathered that. Why? On what charge?
I think it was obstruction.
Obstruction?
Obstruction.
I suppose it's whatever the English say it is.
Obstruction. It's in other terms is as in an example, you're obstructing my case. You are trying to hinder or trying to delay or trying to tarnish or trying to destroy or trying to dissolve a case or something that is going on. And it's called obstruction. Obstruction of law. If you go to the cops, pull you over and you refuse to give your ID when they ask, you're obstructing their investigation. When I do a case and investigation on somebody or something or a place, person, place, or thing, consider it a noun. And if I sense even or sniff even a little hint of obstruction, I might flog you now because one, it sounds super hot, and I think I'm just gonna start saying the word flog. So everybody's gonna get flogged. The redcoats are coming.
All the landholders in the county. Small parties of soldiers collecting food.
That guy.
It was one day in October. Captain Randall came along to our place. I was up in the fields when I heard shouting.
Jenny! Steady yourself carefully.
I surrendered you, sir. Now let my sister be.
Oh, it's his sister.
She's Bonnie.
That's horrible.
You wanted to send a message. This is what you get when you fight back against the English.
Oh, that's flogging.
You gotta see more? Or would you rather go into the house and offer me better entertainment?
Don't go with him. Even if he slits my throat right before your eyes. She went with him.
Oh.
When I woke up, I was trussed up in the wagon with the chickens, jolting down the road to Fort William.
Must have been terrible for you.
Where's your sister now?
Aye.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, for those people who are in the UK or like know about like the Redcoats, in America, we didn't really learn about the Redcoats or like British history. So all of this, or Scottish, like all of this is super new to me, so I didn't even, and it's gonna probably sound kind of dumb, so I apologize, but they do say Americans are pretty stupid. And I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not agreeing or denying. I'm sustaining. So my thing is, so are the Redcoats like really, like, it's gonna sound dumb, but the Redcoats were like not good. Were the Redcoats very similar to, I don't want to even say it actually. What, I'm trying to think of how to ask this question without being offensive or coming off like very not smart. But the Redcoats did at that time, did they want to like take over everything, or did they oversee like the Scottish and stuff like that? That's why they could go over there to this village and do whatever they're doing. And and that one particular guy is like that's his thing. He R-words all women, it seems like, every woman that he sees, and like they're throwing things and stuff like that. Like, were they people that try to colonize others? I know they did that in Africa, where they took Africans. So is that what they were? Like, they weren't actually really good at all, and that's why there are no more Redcoats, I'm assuming? When you answer this, answer it very gently in the comment section. Oh, child, I would be all over this man.
Kind woman. With a good touch. And your husband is a lucky man.
My husband. What was Frank going through? His wife disappears without a trace. Fears would prey on him. Perhaps I was abducted.
Claire?
Or perhaps worst of all, I had left him for another man.
Mistress.
Mistress.
This is Peter Miss Phil.
I'm fine. I was just thinking about my husband.
Is he not alive?
He's not alive.
She's like, I'm about to tell you he's not alive, honey, because I need you, honey.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Where's the sling?
Do not be scared of me. Nor anyone else here, as long as I'm with you. Never forget that you're English. In a place where that's not a pretty thing to be.
Thank you, I will.
Watch yourself. You sleep a bit. You're worn out. Likely someone will want to speak to you before too long.
What's his name? What's her name? Miss Beecham?
You must get up now. Come along. Up with you. You slept the whole day. 'Tis near 5 o'clock. Have some hot broth for you by the fire.
Is that how she could take a bath?
What kind of corset is that?
Brassiere.
What's that? Oh my God, she has to wear that tire around her hips?
Now you're ready to be taken to himself.
Taken to himself? Ooh, she's a brush.
I was going to survive. I needed to acclimatize myself as quickly as possible. From the clothes and weapons alone, I knew it was most likely the 18th century, 1743. Scotland is definitely part of Great Britain.
What's wrong with his leg?
Forgive me for helping myself.
Woo! Mr. Bowinkles. That's what his name is. I don't care what his name is, what his actual name is on the show, but we're gonna call him Mr. Bowinkles. Now, somebody's probably typing ferociously down below. That's so mean, Andres. Like, this guy is a great guy. You know, his legs are messed up for a reason. Honey, nothing that you could say is gonna stop me from making fun of this man's legs and his Clarks. Actually, I should be nice. I'm not gonna make fun of him. He has very nice hair too. He has a mane. Mr. Bowinkles with crazy legs, Clarks, and a mane.
Some old comrades, some new acquaintances, yet to make their secrets known. I welcome you, mistress. My name is Columban Campbell Mackenzie.
England and France are at war again. One of the Hanover kings is on the throne.
Brother, and as a man, found you in some apparent distress.
I was attacked and nearly raped by one of the soldiers of King George II.
This near rape, you suffered no further molestation?
Please extend my gratitude to your brother for his kind escort. I will, of course, need to arrange transport back to Inverness as soon as possible.
I'm sure something can be arranged. I do myself wish to know how exactly I am to be wandering about in the woods, dressed in nothing but her shift.
To the truth,
as much as humanly possible, only altering those details that have to be kept secret.
I was traveling with a manservant to distant relatives in France. While I managed to escape the bandits, I was forced to abandon my horse and property. I was suddenly attacked by Captain Jack Randall. I believe you know of him. A pleasant encounter. But I was relieved of my clothes.
It's true that Captain Randall has a certain reputation. And you're saying that a man bearing the King's Commission decided to rape a stray lady traveller he came upon in the woods.
Is there ever a good reason for rape, Master Mackenzie?
An unfortunate turn of phrase on my part.
I believe we were discussing my transport back to Inverness.
A tinker by the name of Sean Petrie. He stops at Leoch on his way to Inverness once a month.
Saturday next, I've lost track in all the confusion.
But not at all. 5 days from now, I offer you the hospitality of our humble home.
5 days and I would be back on the road to Inverness and then back to the stones atop Craig na Dun. I did know something of this era. The politics, the people, their dress. But it was all second-hand knowledge. Acquired from books, museums, painting, landing on an alien world you'd only glimpse through a telescope.
Oh, that's a good lad. Oh, very good.
Maybe life on this alien world is not so different after all.
Look at the dog. Oh, she has to sit at the big table. Ooh, wine.
Thank you.
May I present my wife, Letitia. Letitia, Mrs. Claire Beecham. I trust Mrs. Fitzgibbons found you comfortable lodgings.
Wonder is how she manages to bake bannocks such as these with the poor ovens we have in the kitchens.
Why Beecham?
I beg your pardon?
I was wondering why you call yourself Claire Beecham. Family hail from France. Could not be more properly Beauchamp.
The ties we have to France are old, but not close. At some point, I suspect an ancestor decided to adopt the English style.
And what part of France do your folk come from exactly?
The relatives I have are from the north, near Compiègne. I trust Miss McTavish is feeling better.
It means young Jamie.
Jamie? Why?
Where is he, Dougal?
I sent him to the stables to help old Alec with the horses. Best place for him under the circumstances. You don't want him inside the walls if you don't agree with my orders.
I reckon he'll do well enough there. Bring us a bottle of the Rhenish.
Bring us a bottle of Rhenish. By the way, somebody did say multiple times, I don't know if they said it on Patreon. Did I say hi to the Patreon family? Kisses. Or they said it on YouTube, but somebody said it somewhere. That this show is like, you'll find characters on this show that you'll hate, like Game of Thrones. And I was like, the first episode, I was like, I don't really feel Game of Thrones for this. Right now I do. Right now I feel like I'm in the midst of being in one of the families in the Game of Thrones, and there's like certain going on within the family. Like, I think that's the brother, right? And then the king, or whatever he is, the overseer of this land, I think he's the king, right? They seem like they have something, a conflict against each other. And I feel like there's going to be other elements of people that are going to pipe up and say what they want to say and intervene in this family situation, which will cause it to go really bad or really good. I don't know. Am I hot? Am I cold? Am I making any sense? Let's find out.
Oh, no. You won't find this in Oxfordshire. Are you bound for Compiègne then?
Compiègne, yes.
It's a lovely city, wouldn't you agree?
Well, in truth, I wouldn't know, having never been there myself.
And will you be staying with family?
Distant family.
Never met them?
She's a horrible liar.
I look forward to it, though.
A joyous occasion, I imagine.
One can only hope. Hello. I saw you playing earlier today in the courtyard with your father.
With my father?
Why did you assume I was his father?
I appear to have made an error.
I'm the son and heir of Colin Mackenzie.
Indeed you are.
I'm afraid the rigors of the past 2 days have been catching up with me. You'll excuse me, I think I should retire early tonight.
A good night to you, then.
He don't trust her.
Ply the subject with food and drink, but all the while continuing the interrogation.
You got wasted, girl. She couldn't even walk.
I missed breakfast. Still some porridge.
I was thinking I should change the bandage on Mr. McTavish's shoulder. Where would I find the stables?
Top of the meadow.
She's like, Jamie, I'm coming. They're watching her.
I'm so sorry about that. Fresh bandages and some lunch. Just think you'd eat grass if there was nothing else.
I have. Doesn't it taste bad, but it's not very filling.
You've actually eaten grass?
Poor luck for a week and more, and no food amongst us left.
Why, you were raiding cattle and living the life of a thief instead of tending to your own farm?
There's a price in my head. £10 sterling. Farmers whole year in these parts.
Seems excessive for a single escaped prisoner.
And not for escape. For murder.
Very complicated man, Mr. McTavish.
I told you what happened to me at Fort William. I'd hardly moved for a day or two after I'd been flogged the second time. Friends made shift to get me out of camp by means I'd best not go into. Ruckus as we left. And the redcoat was shot. I was too weak to do more than hang onto the horse.
Take it your real name's not Mr. McTavish.
No, I was not.
What's his real name?
A nom de guerre, as it were.
That's valuable information, that. I doubt there are informers in the castle itself. Some about the countryside be glad enough to earn a few pennies by letting the English know where I was.
Makes sense.
Does Colm know?
That I'm an outlaw? Aye. And Colm knows. But they're uncles on my mother's side.
Why did you tell me?
They asked.
Could have lied. Told me it was none of my business.
Didn't think of that. Decided to trust you instead.
And when will that colt be broken?
Well, none the sooner for starving myself about it.
Let's try not to get flogged or stabbed today. That'll be thanks enough.
No promises, Sassenach.
And somebody says section is Outlander, whatever that word is.
Are you following me? You are? Why? You could at least do me the courtesy of an answer. Did Colm tell you to follow me?
Ken, for a woman, you do ask a fair amount of questions.
So I've been told.
These eyes won't be turning their gaze from you until the heed orders me to. It could be worse. I'll be sharing guard duty with Angus. He's in his cups more than out of them. A fornicator of women. So I suggest you enjoy me while you can. Lucky for you, he prefers female creatures with the tang of the farmyard about them.
Perhaps you'd be so kind as to give me a notion of your suspicions, or is that too much to...
I suspect you may be an English spy.
A spy?
I haven't told the truth about who and what you are. Of that, I'm sure. Until I am sure of you, I'll have you watched day and night.
But I think you'll find I'll be doing very little of interest over the next 4 days. I do hope your spies give you a full report.
4 days?
I leave with Mr. Petrie on Saturday. I'd have thought your brother would have told you that. Perhaps you don't ken his mind.
She a loved character, this lady, or at least in season 1. Do you guys really like her? I feel like everybody's gonna say yes, but a part of me feels like, and it's like an on and off situation where I'm like, girl, like, I don't know what 1774 details or 73, whatever year she's in, but if the men are gonna R-word you, you don't think they'll beat the holy hell out of you if you talk to them crazy? Like, you messed up by drinking and getting drunk, which is like understandable, and like trying to lie if that's just not her personality. And like she's also like being like, where, how, when, why am I here? But then you're like getting kind of crazy with these people who you don't even know, and like clearly they don't trust you, they don't know you, and clearly you're in a different time. Shouldn't you be a little bit more careful? And then also, like, I know that she's in a different time and like her, you know, her husband, but it seems like she's doing pretty well off, like, without her husband, because she's all over Jamie, if that's his name, and like flirting with him, giving him the bandages and like doing this and third. And she seems like when she's the type of girl, lady that sees something that she wants, she goes out and gets it. That's the energy she's giving. So I just need her to be a little bit careful before she gets beat to a bloody pulp in her room. because she's talking quite crazy to all these people. Now, I'm not saying that she is wrong feeling some type of way, but girl, I don't even know how you could understand it without close catching. Stop taking it so personal.
For the next few days, I determined to maintain a simple routine and to give Dougal's men nothing of the slightest interest to report. Mrs. Fitz put me to work helping harvest food for the kitchen. I found a quiet sense of pleasure in touching growing things once more.
Those kind are poison. Who is it you're planning to do away with? Your husband, perhaps?
Make a powder out of the dried fungi. It's very effective in stopping bleeding when applied topically.
My name is Gaelis. Gaelis Duncan.
I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself.
The village has been humming with talk of you since you came to the castle.
What is it they're saying about me?
That you're likely a Sassenach spy. Do you know, those will start bleeding to get rid of a child you don't want. Too late, and it can kill you as well as the child. The girls in the village come to me every now and again for such things. They say I'm a witch. I am aware of how wood betony can transform toads into pigeons.
She crazy.
You should come visit me sometime down in the village. When it's full of potions and medicinals, I wager it would tickle your fancy.
I love the hall!
Diagnosed Colin's condition as Toulouse-Lautrec syndrome, named for its most famous sufferer, who did not yet exist, I reminded myself. It was a degenerative disease of bone and connective tissue.
That must be so painful.
Lautrec died at 38. Colin Mackenzie was most certainly living on borrowed time.
Masters William Talbot and Fingal Duncan, will you stand forth?
Having a dispute over a cow. He says, well, let me see.
The feeling something would be lost in translation.
Kyle Ferguson, step forward and present yourself.
Uh-oh.
Her father accuses her of loose behaviour. Her father wishes the Mackenzie to have her punished for disobedience.
He's up with her?
Starvenish. Moest haar gehoor. Gaan je kalk weg uitremeentje?
He's offering to take the girl's punishment.
Ik zou een hoekje voor Biel of een oeselen.
They're arguing it now.
Vader is Biel en Jiske vrees.
Hoe die schemes roa shoa julen. Ik kan toren gia shaki.
He allows it.
Cool.
He chooses fists. Fists? Rather than the strap.
If you'd have wanted a beating, I'd been happy to oblige you.
Well.
Your uncle is up to something.
Not the face.
How long must this go on for? Only until blood's drawn.
He doesn't want to do it.
Claire, stay here.
Right, Claire, calm down, girl. She wants to be all up in the business, girl. There's too much going on. He don't like him.
This way is quicker and you'll stir less gossip.
Why did you do that? Take that girl's punishment.
Ken who she is. I haven't really spoken to her though.
Well, he told you that he got whipped before, girl.
It would have shamed the lass to have been beaten in the hall before everyone that knows her. Taken a long time to get over.
Here, our lad. Since your mouth with this. To Grandora's root. Grand the whale. What you did was kindly meant, lad. Lear is my granddaughter, you ken.
Oh.
Take that bandage off your shoulder in the next 2 days.
It'll be easier if you did that.
Yes, but I'll be gone.
Then, perhaps this is goodbye.
Yes, I think someone would like to speak with you. Alone.
Oh?
About it then, Jamie.
That lady had to learn.
The bannock should last a day or two, and the cheese will keep for a week.
I can't thank you enough.
Think nothing of it, lass. Safe journey to you.
Colin wishes to see you.
Why?
It doesn't matter why.
Ooh, very Game of Thrones. That shot. This guy, this uncle's gonna be a pain.
2, 1.
Something wrong?
No.
You have no connections with Clan Beaton, have you? Healers of Clan Beaton are famous through the Highlands. We had one here, and this was a surgery, we called it.
Really?
We're gonna try to keep her here.
All this? No one to shout to it?
I understand you have quite some skill as a healer yourself. You know the uses of these potions and things.
Some. Thank you for showing me.
Seeing as we have not had a healer, I want you to take up the work.
But I'm leaving.
No.
What did Dougal say to you? Did one of his thugs make up lies about me?
My brother keeps his own counsel on you. This is my decision.
Because you think I'm a spy. And surely you don't believe that.
You have secrets, Claire. Pose no threat to me, to Leoch, or the Clan Mackenzie. But until I know for sure, you will remain here as my guest.
You mean as your prisoner, don't you?
I understand why she's upset.
Only if you try to leave.
Sorry, girl. Looking like you're having a bad episode. I feel bad for her. Well. This episode was so... I think now, this episode I needed this episode to finally feel like, okay, I like the show. Not the first episode I didn't like the show, but as I told you in my intro, that it definitely is of a genre that I'm not used to. In this episode, I'm starting to, with the help of closed captioning, starting to understand a lot of what's going on, and I'm starting to figure out which character I'm gonna like and which character I'm not gonna like. I feel like, and I might be really out of the realm of this one. I feel like maybe I need more episodes to like Claire. And I don't dislike Claire. I feel like I'm like going like this, right? But if you guys watch a lot of my reactions, most of the characters that are similar to Claire, I don't like. Let's just keep it Claire. Let's just keep it Claire. Yeah, so I think she's a gorgeous lady, but I feel like, I don't know what it is. You know what it is? I think it's more, not that just that she's so interested in the hot guy, whatever his name is, but because I would be the same way. Like, I think I'm just being jealous and a hater that she's like all over him, and I'm like, girl, get off my man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, here I go being a hater from the sidelines. But I think more why that it bothers me on and off is because I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her to get slapped up, thrown to the ground, thrown off the roof of the castle. I don't want anything bad to happen to her, and I feel like she's going to have to get to that place for her to understand where she is in this time frame, and until she can get back to those stones and touch it like she's in some animation movie, and to revert back to her life, she's gonna have to really trot real slow and real careful, and she's not there yet. But I can understand that as well, because if I was from 2024 and you're gonna zoom me back into 1773, not only would they put chains and cuffs on me and probably lead me to a field, dark, right? I'm just letting you guys know what time it is. But I would be completely trying to still grasp where I am, and still my old present ways would be current. I would still be like, F this who the are you? What motherfucking chains is this? What Mayflower boat you about to put me on? F you and F this, and where's your man? Cause I'm about to sleep with him to piss you off, daddy. But like, that's what I would be like, and I totally would be killed right away. So that's why I'm understanding of Claire, but sometimes it just bothers me, and I'm just being vocal with you guys, because once again, I just don't want nothing bad to happen to the character. The hot guy, which I know eventually I will get everybody's names. You guys know I nickname all these people, nickname characters in every single show because it's so hard for me to remember shit. There I am cursing again. But the hot guy is everything, girl. I don't know what he's saying half the I don't know what half these people are saying half the time. That's why I had to put closed captioning on. I was like, oh, what? I have no idea what you're saying. And even with closed captioning, some of these words, I'm like, what's that? But he's hot. He's hot. So from my understanding, and he's a really good guy. So my understanding that it's believed that he's even an outlaw, which is crazy that the show's called Outlaw, and she's considered an outlaw, a Sassy Poo, whatever they called her. So Sassy Poo #1 and Sassy Poo #2, which are both Outlanders. He's trying to avoid the Redcoats, and she's trying to get back to where she is, where she's from, and nobody knows who she is, so they're both like kind of like outcasts. And so that's probably why their connection is kind of like, you know, getting close. I love the older lady who it seems like she's running the kitchen, whatever her name is, Bizpot or something. Don't judge me, but she's an amazing character as well. She's super cool. That was her granddaughter who apparently was like loose, and then she got away from whatever convictions and whatever punishment she was gonna get, and then within a couple of hours she was over there peeping around the corner to our hot man. Apparently he's famous in this town. Then the uncle, who I think we're gonna not really like. I feel like me and the uncle are gonna have problems. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of fights, which is understandable because he seems like a jerk. And then and I don't know, because sometimes these shows throw us a hardball where it seems like this one character is one way and then it turns out they're not that bad of a character or not that good of a character, and the character that we weren't paying attention to ends up being the bad one, which is the king or whatever he is. The uncle, they're both uncles, the brothers. So I don't know if long hair don't care is gonna be the problem or if sourpuss face is gonna be the problem. So sourpuss face and long hair don't care. Then we have long hair don't care's wife. She's gorgeous. By the way, all these women are gorgeous. Like what? Where are we again? Cause they are gorge. So the red hair lady is like entwined with medicine, which it seems like Claire's gonna be probably really close with her because they're so similar in learning medicines, and it's so crazy that I mentioned about her, when people think that she's a witch because they think the red hair lady's a witch, but clearly they're not going to light them up or with a pile of sticks and call them up all sorts of names as they die. So that's good. Now what else we have going on in this episode? I liked that the guy who beat up our spy, our hot guy, baby daddy #1 in this show. I hate calling people baby daddy, but it is what it is. I mean, I already started on other shows. Let's just keep it going. So baby daddy #1 in this, and only in this show, you saw that they didn't really want to hurt him, but the uncle has some type of vendetta against him, so it seems. Or the uncle could be just trying to give him tough love. I don't know if the uncle has an issue with him or if the uncle's trying to toughen him up and trying to steer him onto the right path because he's getting into so much shit. So I'm tossed up between there. This episode though got me together. It got me to like the show a lot. I'm now at 90% of really liking the show and being wrapped up in it. I think I'm watching the show again. I think this week I want to watch it back to back, definitely to solidify me liking it, right? And being more wrapped up into this world because of the language barrier and me kind of having ADD. You guys know how I am. So like, because if I don't understand what they're saying, I kind of zone off. I want to keep watching the show so I get so wrapped in these characters where I'll be like, I don't know what they're saying, but this scene looks great. That's where I want to be. So thank you guys so much for being here. Feel free to comment down below. And until next time, I'm off this.
You gotta choose a side. You gotta do what's right.
Look, I ain't got no time to be hanging around. Nobody trying to figure out if they good or evil. I'm fighting the crime, steady your lives. One at a time, I'm killing the rhymes. I do it for the people. I beat up, I'm running through the six with a bag.